Hello, folks. Donald Brooks here, along with Miss Von Burton, and she's going to be an integral part of this Donald Brooks episode. Before I start, Miss Von Burton, would you like some water?
Yes, please.
There you go.
Thank you.
Love this stuff. Let's get on with it. As you might or might not know, I'm just going to kind of review the Rodney Reed case. This is a very serious Donald Brooks show. He's a gentleman that's on death row for the murder of a lady in
1996.
I think so, rather. I think that's and it went to trial in 98. Anyway, he's been on death row ever since then. And the thing that bothers me about this, well, anybody on death row, it bothers me, is because that's a final thing. What else can you do if you're going to put somebody to death? There's no other alternative unless you're against the death penalty. Now, whether or not I'm against the death penalty, that's not what this is about. This is about do you think he's guilty? Does the evidence support it? Do you think he should have been released, or do you think he should be back in prison? Now, the reason I have such a hard time with this is because on both sides of the fence, the defense and the prosecution have made a strong case, but the problem is even the forensic evidence conflicts. There's so much confliction in the case. And to my way of thinking, I don't think that he should be put to death, not because he's innocent or guilty. I don't think he should be put to death because it is not beyond a shadow of a doubt. And if I think the law, if I'm interpreting the law correctly, if it's beyond a shadow of a doubt, should not be found guilty. So that's why I'm not saying he's innocent or guilty. I'm just saying I have a problem with the evidence on both sides. What do you say, Ms. Von Berg?
I don't believe that he's guilty because there are some very glaring facts that have been totally ignored, like the fact that the murder weapon was never tested. The courts or a particular party, they've refused the appeal to test the weapon. So the murder weapon has never been tested. There's also several witnesses who corroborate that they knew that Rodney Reed and Stacey Stipes were together, or that they had a relationship.
Well, that's what bothers me, if I can interject.
Go ahead.
That bothers me because no one can say definitively if they did or if they did not have a relationship. I've heard on both sides that no, he's never was seen with her. Yes, he was having an affair with her.
Well, that's the thing. Her cousin even says that they've been seen together like multiple times, and even members on his side. So yeah, both sides do say that they've been seen together. But you're right, the relationship part isn't necessarily confirmed.
Right.
But they knew each other, so that's the conflict.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that, as I stated, if nothing else, innocent or guilty, he needs a new trial. Now, this is very serious. Do you want to pause for a moment? Because I have a few last thoughts. Would you like to pause? I think I need to pattern my bra.
Okay. We'll be right back, folks.
All right, we're back. Just a few comments I want to make about the Rodney King thing. Oh, I said Rodney King. It's Rodney Reed. Have I been saying Rodney King all the time? I hope I've been saying Rodney Reed. Rodney Reed is the one on trial for murder. Rodney King was beaten within an inch of his life 2 or 3 decades ago. Anyway, about the Rodney Reed thing, let's not forget the victim. And let's not forget the victim's family. Whether or not Rodney Reed is innocent or guilty, or the other gentleman, there's another gentleman, we didn't talk very much about him.
Jimmy Fennell?
Yeah, Jimmy Fennell, whatever his name is. It seems like one of those two people murdered this lady. Maybe another, maybe it's someone beside those two. But the fact remains, this family has had to go through this ordeal for over 20 years. So my heart goes out to the victim's family, and let's not forget Stacy. That's what I like to say about the subject. I want to talk about this because I understand within a couple of days from this episode of Dawn Brooks, the judge is going to make a ruling. So let's hope that justice is served, but we know justice is not always served. Any closing thoughts, Miss Von Burton?
I think Jimmy Fennell did it. He has a criminal record, even for having been a cop. He actually served time, 10 years, for a sexual crime that he did. There is a confession from an inmate that said that he even confessed to killing his quote-unquote N-word loving fiance. So, yes, you could look at it objectively, but me feeling so strongly and passionately about, continuous black injustice and wrongful incarceration, I feel strongly that the courts are dancing around the fact that Mr. Fennell could very much likely be the murderer, but we will see on August 31st.
Yep, we will. And that's the last word. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.